welcome back to the Twitch stage, Gamescom 2017. We're back to talk about Project Cars 2. Sorry, lots of long pauses there. Yes, Project Cars 2. And we are joined by two very handsome fellows to our left to talk all about it. So, would you like to introduce yourselves and what you're all about? What do you do?
My name is Steven. I'm the game director for Slightly Mad Studios on Project Cars 2.
Awesome.
And I'm Goran. I'm a producer at Bonnet Namco Entertainment Europe.
Excellent. So basically, we're gonna no messing about, no foreplay. We're going straight into a race.
Yeah.
We're going to see what it's all about whilst we have a little chat about it. Basically.
Yeah.
This is actually something that I have managed to get my hands on and play.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
So that's cool. Yes, very kindly we're given early access and try it out and that. So it was something I'm very interested in playing. I'm not very good at it. How do I get better? That's my first question. But no, let's talk about the game. What's it developed on, like on top of Project Cars 1? What have we improved and how is it different now?
It is improved in virtually every single area. There's pretty much no area that we left untouched.
Right.
How much we improved it varies, of course, in different areas, but there are a few areas that we specifically focused on in based on fan feedback and all that we wanted to improve dramatically over what we did the first one. And there's a number, I'll quickly touch on some of them. So we improved the accessibility of the game when you're playing with a gamepad. We worked a lot on that. We got feedback that it was a little bit too very difficult on Project Cars 1 when you play with a gamepad. So with Project Cars 2, we spent a lot of time reworking how we interpret the input that you get from the gamepad into how you drive the car. We didn't want to compromise on the physics at all. We don't want you as a gamepad player to have a lesser experience just because that's your weapon of choice. Yeah. So we're not going to compromise on the physics. In fact, we improved the authenticity of the thank you. I struggle with English.
Sorry, no.
Cool. I like when people complete my sentences. So we worked a lot on the authenticity of the tire model as well. That was another area that we had improved, and especially so because we were bringing loose surface racing into the game, which means you spend a lot of time driving sideways. Now in Project Cars 1, our tires were fine until you got to the limit. When you started pushing it over the limit, it became very difficult to catch, and combined with the oversensitivity of the gamepad, it frustrated a lot of players. So,
okay, well, the game is ready now, so we're going to have a quick look.
Yeah.
We're going to continue talking whilst Goran has a crack on this circuit. So let's talk about this bit though. So what we're doing here now is just an AI race.
It looks like what is done here is it's got it set up at a Red Bull ring. And it's raining. He's in an Audi R8 and in a single class race, so there's various different models. And as you can see, we have this whole technology that we call Live Track 3, which means that the environment as well as the vehicles has a real-time effect on what the track surface does. And it's all dynamically and accurately calculated. It's physics-based simulation as well. So you will have puddles form on the racetrack realistically.
So if you were doing a very long race, it could start raining, and that would change how the game kind of progresses.
Yes, it will. Did you pause the game?
Just a hiatus while it tries to sort itself out, or we try and sort it out. But yeah, first thing, I'm just seeing that gameplay there. You can see it looks amazing as well.
So you can see there, So the rain is accurately simulated how it works. It's like a fluid dynamic simulation. We measure the amount of water falling from the sky. It builds up dynamically and accurately on the racetrack. It's laser scanned, so the puddles will form in the same place as where they do on the real track. So when you do play on the real one and the fake one, you can see it exactly matching.
Yeah, it looks amazing, like it really does. And but also, just to wind it back a little bit, for people that maybe don't know anything about Project Cars, can we just get like a rundown of an overview of the game? Because I know what it is, but perhaps they at home don't know exactly. Yeah. I mean, we've jumped straight into the details, but if we just get an overview about what you're trying to achieve with Project Cars, basically.
Project Cars at its heart is a simulation of what it is like to be a race driver in the world of motorsport. To make that possible, we have a lot of content in the game, tracks and cars that are specifically relevant to the various motorsports that we simulate. So whether it is an open wheel style racer or prototypes or GT or touring or rallycross, we have cars that are relevant to those various motorsports, and we have tracks, of course, that fits with that. So you can experience what it would be like if you were to be a real world race driver in motorsport. So you start out wherever you want. If you wanted to start out in a grassroots race like karts, and work your way up all the way to IndyCar.
Yeah.
Or you can start higher up in like GT4 series and work your way from there. You can play it how you want to. We allow you to live out your fantasy, if that's a fantasy for you to be a real race driver.
Yeah.
But what we also do is we give you the sandbox experience. So everything that we've done in Korea before, we've now exposed in Quick Race. So you can set up custom events however you want to, whether it's multi-class racing, and you can just, it's an accurate physics simulation, and that allows you to just have a ton of fun with it. So you can go and create what-if scenarios. You can say, I wonder what it would be like for me to race with go-karts on Le Mans, middle of the night in the blizzard.
Yeah.
And you can do that. Or
This
you
is-
can,
yeah,
so you can do all these crazy, cool, and you can do it online with all your friends.
That's
and
the
just
bit I
have
was going to go to.
fun.
So the online part is something that obviously a lot of people would be interested in, and we would as well.
Yeah.
Definitely as streamers, bringing in your viewers and everything to come play
Yeah.
with you and your friends.
The Grand Prix or
But
whatever
you can,
want.
but the fact you can set up those races and you could just do like something absolutely crazy and
Yeah.
just bring it in and just have fun with it.
Yeah.
But of course, the difference between this is like. Usually when we play racing games, we're all about trying to ram each other off the track. But obviously in this game, if you try that, essentially it's not going to work
You'll
out
damage
for
your
the
own
best
car,
of you, is
right?
it really?
It'll work out. You'll just find
It'll
out
be fine.
that it'll. So what we do is we have this ranking system, right, that tracks how you play online. If you like to play the game like that, then that's fine. I mean, you play the game how you want to, right? You will find yourself more and more matchmate than with other people who also like to play it like that.
Okay, so you, I see.
so
So
just
you
be a
punish the naughty
destructive
people
So-
by putting them all
well,
together.
You can call it being punished, or
No,
you can
no,
call
it's
it
not
being
punished.
grouped up.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
like like-minded people, birds of a feather.
Yeah, I understand. I see what you've done
I
there.
like that. I really like that.
Well, that's good.
'Cause
Yeah.
I like to ram people.
Yes. Yeah. Well. Yeah.
so
but
you
then
can
it'll
have your own
just-
destruction derby mode going. There you go. Sorted.
Exactly. And there we go. Look, we're back in
So-
now. We're back in.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is an Audi. Is it?
Audi
It's an
R8.
Audi R8, yeah.
And,
So
and what new? I've heard there's a few new brands of car in Project Cars 2 that weren't in Project Cars 1.
that's right. I'm glad you picked up on that. So we have key brands that we didn't have before for whatever reason, but we have them now. We have Ferrari, we have Lamborghini, we have Porsche, we have a number of other ones. We also have new models that have come to the table now for brands that we had before, like McLaren. We have an exclusivity on the 720S, fantastic car, and you can experience it only in Project Cars 2. And then with tracks, of course, as well. We have a whole bunch of, this is one of the new tracks. We make a point of our new tracks being laser scanned, so they're millimeter accurate to the real thing. And it's not just the track surface itself, it's everything outside as well. But
Yeah.
we do drone scanning, so we can get an accurate modeling of everything else next to the track as well. And that's important things. It's real world race drivers would use that as visual cues, whether it's for their brake markers or whatever their technique is when they race. So as you can see, what's happening here is we have real-time weather transition happening. The track will start drying out. The track surface will change, the grip levels will change, affects the AI as much as it affects you. And the same when you play online, of course. All of these features work automatically online. And because we do this complete world simulation of how we do weather and climate and all that, and it's accurate to wherever you are on the planet, we can simply drop a track into this world, give it accurate geographical coordinates,
Yeah.
and the climate will be accurate depending on the time of year you are there, depending on
Wow.
the time of day you are there. The sun and the moon will be in the correct places in space as well. And it's all important because it affects the race surface. Like if the
Yeah.
sun is at a low angle, the track surface
And
will
if
be
it's
heated
wet,
differently.
Yeah.
And if it's wet, exactly, the reflection.
Shining.
Yes, you
Yeah.
picked up on that. The reflection will affect how you approach your racing as well. And your race line will be dynamically changing as you progress through the race as
This
well.
one- I mean, yeah,
So
this-
basically, the word simulation, you guys went, well, we
yeah,
may
you've
as well do
gone-
it properly.
Yeah.
The nth degree with it.
Yes.
But
So
that's good, right? I mean, that's like you said, it does affect. You might not notice that. I mean, end of the day, like people, they might appreciate it now that the amount of
Yeah.
work and detail you guys have gone into making this game is incredible. Like, but when they're racing, they might just feel like it's really good.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
to give an example, like look at the clouds up there. Unlike what most other racing games do, it's not a textured sky. Those clouds are dynamically generated. Because we have a real-time weather simulation, we cannot use textures. So it's like in a flight sim, right?
Yeah.
Where you actually have dynamically generated skies. The clouds and all of that is accurately simulated. And again, because it matters. It
And of
affects your
course-
racing.
Yeah, of course. But of course, the main part of the game, of course, is the simulation of the driving. So you guys must have improved the mechanics for the cars and everything just to make them even feel even more exactly like a simulation. Essentially, the closest you could possibly get to being a race car driver without actually being one. That's basically the goal, right?
Very much so, yeah. And the cool thing we found is the more authentic we make the simulation, the more accessible it becomes. A lot of people drive for real, they know what a real car handles like, and if they can transition from the real world into the simulation and find that similarity, it makes the game more accessible.
Yeah.
And real world race drivers typically tell us working in the simulation world that you're making they're too difficult. It's not that hard to keep cars like this on the track. They're built and designed to be precision tools. They're not supposed to get in the way of the driver. They're supposed to help the driver do well in the race.
So in actual fact, making it more realistic, you are making it easier.
Yes.
in a way, like because it is.
Like you said, and of course we get accused of dumbing it down, and we're like, no. It's
because the cars, are designed to. This is the way they're made. Like so.
Yes, exactly.
That's awesome. Well, there we go. So that's Project Cars 2. That's all we've got time for now. But we've got time for a quick look at the new trailer. So let's.